In a bright green meadow, where tiny flowers danced in the breeze and butterflies painted the sky with colors, lived a little snail named Sammy. Sammy the snail was small, soft, and very, very slow, but he never complained. He loved taking his time, enjoying every leaf, every drop of dew, and every warm ray of sunshine that touched his shell. One morning, the meadow was full of excitement. The animals were chatting loudly, birds were chirping extra fast, and even the ants were marching in circles. A big event was happening, the Great Meadow Race. All the fast animals were joining. The rabbits, the squirrels, the beetles, and even the crow wanted to race. Sammy slowly slid toward the starting line, just to watch. He didn't think he could ever join something like this, but when he reached there, he heard a loud voice. It was Rocky the rabbit. He laughed and said, "Look who's here. Sammy the slowpoke. Are you here to race? Or did you get lost on your way?" All the animals giggled. Sammy smiled politely and said, "No, I was just watching. I know I'm too slow for a race." Just then, Old Wise Turtle stepped forward. He looked at Sammy kindly and said, "Sammy, speed doesn't decide everything. Sometimes patience wins where speed fails. Why don't you try?" All the animals went silent. Sammy blinked. "Me? Race? But I'm so slow." The turtle nodded. "Believe in yourself. A calm heart wins more than fast feet." Sammy thought for a moment, and then, slowly, he said, "Okay, I'll try." Everyone laughed again. Rocky the rabbit hopped high and shouted, "This is going to be easy. I'll win before he takes 5 steps." The race was about to begin. The track went through the meadow, around the tall oak tree, over a tiny hill, and back to the starting point. All animals took their positions. Sammy moved to the very end of the line. The breeze whispered, the leaves rustled, and the announcer, Crow, a loud crow, shouted, "Ready, set, go whoosh." The rabbits sprinted, the squirrels dashed, the beetles zoomed, and even the crow flew low, teasing everyone. Sammy took one slow, steady slide forward. The crowd cheered, but mostly for the faster animals. "Go Rocky, run squirrels." Nobody expected anything from Sammy. As the race continued, Rocky the rabbit was far ahead. He looked back, saw no one near, and thought, "I'm too fast. I can rest for a bit." He found a soft patch of grass under the oak tree and decided to take a little nap. The squirrels climbed up the hill quickly, but started arguing halfway because they couldn't decide which path was faster. The beetles got stuck in a patch of sticky mud and were trying hard to free themselves. The crow got tired of flying and started eating berries on the side, and Sammy kept going. Slow, steady, calm. He didn't rush, he didn't panic. He didn't compare himself with anyone else. He just moved with confidence, one little slide at a time. Slowly, he passed the beetles, who were still struggling. Slowly, he passed the squirrels, who were still arguing. Slowly, he moved under the oak tree, where Rocky was sleeping peacefully. Sammy whispered softly, "Excuse me," and glided around him, but Rocky didn't wake up. Sammy continued moving toward the finish line. By the time the rabbit finally woke up, he looked around and gasped, "Oh no, where is Sammy?" Rocky jumped up and ran as fast as he could, but it was too late. The crowd suddenly went silent. Then, they saw Sammy the Snail approaching the finish line. Little by little, inch by inch, and then finally, Sammy crossed the finish line. The whole meadow erupted in cheers. Sammy won. Sammy did it. Slow and steady. The wise turtle smiled proudly. Rocky arrived a few seconds later, panting hard. He looked at Sammy with wide eyes and said, "I can't believe it. You won. I'm sorry for laughing at you." Sammy smiled kindly. "It's okay, Rocky. Everyone has their own pace. I just kept going." The wise turtle raised his voice and said, "Today's winner is not the fastest runner, but the one who stayed patient, calm, and confident." Sammy's shell glowed under the sunlight, as all the animals clapped and cheered for the slowest but bravest racer in the meadow. And from that day on, whenever someone felt too slow or too small, they remembered Sammy the Snail. the tiny snail who won the big race, just by believing in himself. Moral of the story: patience and confidence can turn even the slowest steps into the biggest victories.